The Five Forces model is a framework developed by Michael Porter that identifies 5 forces that determine the profit potential of an industry and shape a firm's competitive strategy. Porter's model identifies 5 key competitive forces that managers need to consider when analyzing the industry environment and formulating competitive strategy. These include threat to entry, power of suppliers, power of buyers, threat of substitute, and rivalry among existing competitors.
The first competitive force we will discuss is the threat of entry. The threat of entry describes the risk that potential competitors will enter the industry. The threat of entry is low when capital requirements are high, customer switching costs are high, network effects are present, restricted government regulations are high, and when new entrants expect that incumbents will retaliate. Based on these factors, it is safe to say the threat of entry in the automobile industry is low. There have been few new entrants in the worldwide car manufacturing industry. No new major car manufacturers have emerged anytime in the last few decades simply because of the complexity of building cars powered by internal combustion engines. Furthermore, automotive manufacturing facilities require capital investment. Car manufacturers also require large-scale production in order to be cost competitive. Altogether, these factors create significant entry barriers into the car manufacturing industry. As I stated, the U.S. automotive industry is characterized by low threat of entry, meaning it is hard to enter the automotive industry. However, Elon Musk, founder of Tesla Motors, found a different approach in entering. Rather than attempting to overcome these barriers through large-scale entry using traditional internal combustion technology, Musk uses technology to sidestep them altogether. Unlike complex gasoline engines, electric cars are powered by relatively simple motors and gearboxes that have few parts. Tesla Motors has quickly and sufficiently entered the automotive industry by solely focusing on electric cars and how to make them more efficient and effective for consumers. Tesla is quickly making progress, already outperforming a Porsche 911 on metrics such as acceleration. They have also developed a family 4-door as well as a 7-seat car to combine the features of an SUV with benefits of a minivan. Although the threat of entry in the automobile industry is typically low, technological innovations have allowed startup companies such as Tesla Motors to enter the electric car market. Competitive intensity will increase accordingly.
The bargaining power of suppliers in Porter's 5 forces captures the pressures that industry suppliers apply on an industry's profit potential. It is known that when the supply bargaining power is high, there are few suppliers and many buyers, substitute products are unavailable in the marketplace, cost of switching raw materials is high, and suppliers threaten to forward integrate. However, the supplier power in the automotive industry is weak. The automotive industry has a large number of suppliers, the materials are widely accessible, and suppliers don't pose any threat of forward integration. Suppliers in this industry have very little power, so they are unable to sell higher priced or lower quality raw materials to the buyers. If they do, those buyers will just go to a higher quality supplier with lower prices. Tesla is a luxury electric car company that defies the normal automotive supply power. Tesla's supply bargaining power is high because only a limited number of suppliers are able to deliver the exclusive materials that are needed for their luxury vehicle.
Bargaining power of buyers. Buyers have a great influence over the day-to-day operations of Tesla, as well as over the number of units being manufactured for purchase. Since they're labeled as a high-profile, luxurious electric car company, they distribute to only a niche market, one in which they can pick and choose where and when they distribute their automobiles. One way we can see how this purchasing power works with Tesla is through their specialty orders they deliver on. The salespeople at Tesla are required to be highly educated in answering questions about electric vehicles and in general, not just specific electric vehicles. They are paid on a salary basis and receive no commission, so the temptation to pressure a consumer into buying a new vehicle is non-existent. Their sole focus is to be informative and interactive in a delightful way, and are simply unlike the traditional car dealership with several hundred cars in inventory that a commissioned salesperson is tasked with selling. Tesla technology is different in that our car is different, and as a result, their stores are intentionally different. The market for Tesla is very niche and applies to only a certain target demographic group. One way they meet this is the needs of this group is by selling their cars only through licensed Tesla dealers and private orders. So the only people who can talk to customers about the vehicles are direct representatives trained by Tesla. When communicating with consumers, Tesla discusses the patented battery technology Tesla used to operate their automobiles and explains in full how their batteries last longer than any of their other competitors. According to CheatSheet.com, a renowned car rating website, Tesla's Model S 85D revolutionized the auto industry. The model has a battery life rating of 270 miles for one charge. With the best battery life for an electric car, a consumer will also pay top dollar for a model of this caliber. The basic model at Tesla costs about $85,000, but based on its cost per mile of electric range, and it's worth the price to most experts. An added benefit to the Tesla model is their charge time. It only takes about 90 seconds to fully charge a car. Based on this information, we believe that the buyer power is low since there are a few alternatives in the market, such as other electric car models and hybrid models. But for the electric side of automobiles, Tesla has a significant advantage over competitors based off their features and mechanics in the vehicle. If a consumer is looking for a luxurious car that has long-lasting electric car battery and is economically efficient, offers completely free lifetime charging, and is considered a fast, luxurious vehicle, it is second to none. However, based on the automotive industry as a whole, Tesla's sustainability can be questioned. Automotive is a huge industry across the globe and offers many unique products, including gas, electric, and hybrid-operated vehicles. So the potential for an electric car company to be trumped is high. Statistically speaking, most people choose to purchase a car they are already familiar with, and the general population of buyers in the market for cars try to purchase cars based on what makes economic sense for them. Though not all car companies offer the same feature and drive time with their versions of solely electric cars like Tesla, they can make a model that has potential to push competition on Tesla. Consumers control some of the power when it comes to the purchase of a new Tesla automobile, but not a great deal when looking for the best electric car in the market. Since the salespeople at Tesla are all paid on a salary basis and commission is not a factor, they seem to have a great deal of consumer satisfaction doing their business. In order to fully cover people's needs and questions, Tesla has strategically placed service centers in most US states and globally across the globe. They do not yet sell Tesla vehicles in order to fully prepare and ensure consumers for the best experience possible. Most vehicles by Tesla are sold to consumers who order them specifically through the company, so in other words, the customer orders only vehicles that are tailored to their needs. This puts a great emphasis on the importance of the brand power of Tesla and shows just how effective the company can be when faced with buying challenges presented by customers.
Electric cars are easily replaced by the average car. The electric car has a couple of shortcomings. First, the battery. Until now, there are not too many charging stations we can see on the road. In contrast, gas stations are everywhere. Tesla cars have to charge 1 hour for 56 miles driving, which can be a very long time. We know in gas station, we just need 5 minutes to put the gas into the car, so electric cars cannot save users time. Second, the price of the electric car itself is very expensive. So why would we want to use an electric car? One of the reasons is to save money, but Tesla and physical vehicles are not cheap. On Cars.com, the cheapest price for Tesla is $609,000. This is the highest price for the BMW 5 Series. From this, we can see that only rich people can afford Tesla and physical vehicles. Third, the safety problem. Some of Tesla's batteries are spontaneously ignited, causing many problems. It has not happened a lot, but one time is enough. Because of the complicated internal structure, manufacturing technology is still a big challenge. From these reasons, we can see that although the electric car has a great and optimistic future, there are still rooms for improvement. For the gasoline car, we have a lot of brands to choose, but the electric cars have a lot less, so the average car can easily replace electric cars.
For most industry, the intensity of competitive rivalry is the major determinant of the competitiveness of industry. They have 5 forces. At first, sustainable, competitive, because of the electricity is the new energy of vehicle. So in industry, Tesla is the number 1 company doing whole electricity vehicles. And Tesla have a very strong advantage. They can do very easy and free charge. So you can save a lot of money from the energy. Also, Tesla have a very excellent after-sales service. Almost no extra cost of 8 years. The second fact is advantage through innovation. Tesla established a strategy in the electric vehicle industry, and they also have a very high efficiency. You can drive the Model S like a Ferrari and ride it like a Rolls-Royce. The third factor is very important. Level of advertising expense. Tesla have no advertising expense. They don't have any advertising. So they save a lot of money from advertising. But the traditional vehicle company, they need to do a lot of advertising. In my mind, the customer can save the money from advertising AG, put your money in your pocket. At last, powerful competitive strategy is very important. That is the fourth factor. In Tesla, no advertising, no agency, no dealership network to decrease the cost. So, they can save money from their company and for their customers. Also, in the international market, Tesla does not have opposite price gap between different countries except the currency rate. In China, Tesla sells very good because it's very cheap. Because in China, the Tesla price you only can buy a BMW 5. And most countries such as US, China, Singapore, and so on, they have innovative programs for electric vehicles. After these 4 factors, I think Tesla is a very competitive company in the market.